Welcome to the Metal Prognosis. My name is Lee. Now in today's video, we are looking again at the Pure Sky Overdrive. Only this time, taking on a recommendation by one of the comments from the last video I did of this, which we are going to be putting it through the Orange Dark Terror here. So I've just dialed in just a softish type of distortion here, so we can really let the Pure Sky add the extra flavour to what we need. And also to add to it, I got my speakers here, but they're kind of just here for show and to keep that in frame because we've got it running straight into my load box here, and I'm using the SMG, or the Spectre Media Group's free IRs that they gave out a few weeks ago. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all marries up as well. Like all my videos, there's a little jam, and then we'll have a bit of a chat about it afterwards. But yeah, let's plug this all in and see how it all sounds. So the Pure Sky Overdrive, going into the Orange Dark Terror here, and finishing up with the SMG IR free pack that they gave out. So now I've got the Pure Sky plugged in, ready to go. Let's grab my Jackson here. So this is the sound that I dialed in just quickly, just before. So this is just the Orange Dark Terror slight little distortion sound I came up with. So, I mean, that gets off a really good distortion anyway, I feel. But I definitely dialed it back a little bit for this video because, well, we're going to be using an overdrive pedal to give it that extra boost and flavouring that we want. So let's get stuck into it. So at the moment, I've got everything just at 12 o'clock or high noon, so everything just pointing directly straight up. So let's just turn it on and see how it sounds. So it definitely does give it a lot more. So let's try to clean it up a little bit. So first thing, check down a bit of bass because it's sounding a little bit too bottom end heavy. Yeah, definitely prefer it a little bit more. I mean, fully up was just drowned. It didn't sound that crash hot at all. But that definitely shows that the Dark Terror characteristics has a lot of bottom and low dynamics to it. So I definitely leave that down. Just give it a little bit more treble maybe. So I definitely prefer it having a little bit more. Let's see if we can clean up just a little bit more, and then we can do a little bit of an A-B comparison. So with the gain, I feel like, I mean, a lot of the time I really do enjoy a very strongly saturated distortion tone. So I think this might actually be a little bit too much, which doesn't feel right saying that, but I think it is. So let's do the opposite. Let's go all the way up and see where we stand, and then dial back and see if we can find a nice, equal, comfortable spot in between. All right, so that definitely dulls the sound way too much. I think I really liked it about here-ish. So let's do a little bit of an A-B comparison now and just see. So this is the original sound of just the Dark Terror. Turn the Pure Sky on. I've had that moment where I was like, what note I was meant to play? Those were the notes. Turn it off again. A sign of a really good sound is when you just want to keep jamming. And that's definitely what I feel like with this one. I really like kind of dialing back on the gain and just letting it get its characteristics with the rest of the settings and not having to overly saturate it. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that sound, and it didn't actually take long to get. So instead of me just doodling around on the guitar more, because I think I'm at that stage now, I'm just going to keep playing. Which I don't think is as interesting with this video, so we'll push on. I'll take a bit of a step away from the camera, record a little jam, film it as well, of course, then share it. Then I'll meet you all on the other sides. We'll have just a quick chat about this overall experience and how I feel about this pedal, matching it up with the Orange Dark Terror. So sit back, relax, and I'll see you all on the other side. time for my final thoughts, adding the Pure Sky to the Orange Dark Terror here. So firstly, what I quickly dialed in with the Dark Terror, given it a little bit of grunt and a little bit of dirt, wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad at all. But one of the characteristics that the Dark Terror has, it sounds obvious when you think of the title. It's called Dark Terror, but I do feel like it's got a lot of low-end, like bottom resonance to it. Sometimes a little bit too much. And I'm sure that's just a coincidence and they didn't go out of their way to do that. But that's what it is, and that's what we're left with. So I normally like adding stuff to it anyway, just to clean it up a bit and to get a more clarity out of my distortion. So in saying that, going to the overdrive, what the overdrive did to the distortion that we had running through here, I felt after we rolled back the bass a bit and also rolled back the gain, because the gain I did feel, even having it just going at high noon straight up, was a little bit too oversaturated. Felt like the saturator was overflowing just a little bit. So dialing it back and dialing back the bass definitely cleaned it up a lot and tightened up the guitar tones a lot, which is what I really like in my guitar tones when I'm doing it. So kind of my conclusion of matching up the Pure Sky here with the Orange Dark Terror is the Blue Sky has its own characteristics and its own dynamics to it. So adding that to the Orange Dark Terror was a real win. I really liked its characteristics that it had and its dynamics that it really brought through. And it did give it a boost without being like a boost pedal or pushing it too much at all. I did really feel like it cleaned up the signal and gave it that little bit extra grunt as well, and that little bit more aggression. And in saying that, that inspired me to do the Shadows of Bass song that I performed. I point there because the camera was set up over there before. I performed off the album Remember Me. And it was fun to actually play the end part, because the last few times I actually had played it for these videos has been the start of it. So yeah, it was nice touching bass on the end part of it. But it felt really natural playing it. It felt really nice. And it definitely altered my guitar playing in a really positive way. I felt, what's the best way to describe it? It was a pleasurable experience in the characteristics that I was getting out of my guitar playing and what I could give to it, to what the Pure Sky, and matched up with the Orange Dark Terror and the SMG IR that we put through there as well. So it's not just like I'm holding this a lot, and it could get a bit tiresome trying to hold that up all the time, and also I'll have to hold up a metaphorical digital IR representation for that. But it is not just the Pure Sky on itself. It's a marrying of all of them together, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed marrying them all up together, and yeah, playing it was an absolute pleasure. The results I really liked, and thank you very much for the suggestion of doing this. It's been a fun video and a fun little thing to say. I mean, there's not much really else to talk about because it was very straightforward and the results were very, very clear and very straightforward. But yes, thank you very much for that suggestion. So yeah, I might have to add this to a different amp head to see how it reacts differently and see what type of characteristics we might get to that. Not sure. Let's see what the future brings. So in saying that, I will do my usual sign off now. So whether this video is in the foreground or the background, I absolutely appreciate your company and sticking around for these type of conversations. They're lots of fun and it's good experimenting, and I'm learning a fair bit too, which is always a good thing because you can never stop learning as a guitar player or an engineer or a musician or pretty much anyone in life. I think that's safe to say. And in saying that, until next time, please stay safe.